Welcome to your final semester of the nursing program. This is an exciting and important step in your journey toward becoming a nurse. During this semester, you'll be completing your preceptorship, a one-on-one experience with a licensed nurse in a real clinical setting. This is your opportunity to apply everything you've learned so far, develop your clinical judgment, and gain the confidence needed to transition into your role as a graduate nurse. This short orientation is designed to walk you through almost everything you need to know to be successful. We're going to walk through the key points you need to know for a successful preceptorship experience. We'll begin by reviewing the course and institutional objectives. Understanding these will give you a clear picture of what's expected of you and how your performance will be evaluated. Next, we'll look at the benefits of the internship, not just from an academic standpoint, but how this experience can help shape your future as a nurse. From there, we'll break down your responsibilities during the internship. This includes the required paperwork and how to properly upload your documents into Blackboard, which is essential for receiving credit. Each of these pieces plays an important role in helping you navigate your internship smoothly and confidently. Finally, we'll wrap up with answers to frequently asked questions to help address common concerns and ensure you're fully prepared. Let's get started. Let's take a moment to talk about the many benefits of completing a preceptorship as a nursing student. First and foremost, this experience allows students to gain real-world clinical exposure. It's a chance to move beyond the classroom and apply what they've learned in actual patient care situations. Through this hands-on experience, students begin to develop stronger clinical judgment and critical thinking skills, which are essential for safe and effective nursing practice. Preceptorships also help build confidence and competence, especially when it comes to performing clinical tasks and communicating with patients and healthcare professionals. Another valuable benefit is the opportunity to form professional relationships, not only with their preceptor, but also with the broader healthcare team. These connections can be incredibly helpful when transitioning into the workforce. Students also get a realistic understanding of time management and prioritization, which are both critical to success in the nursing profession. This experience bridges the gap between being a student and becoming a nurse. It supports a smooth transition into practice, giving students the confidence they need as they prepare to graduate and enter the workforce. It also offers the opportunity for students to receive personalized feedback and mentoring, helping them identify strengths and areas for growth. And finally, in many cases, a preceptorship can open the door to future employment opportunities within the facility. Overall, the preceptorship experience is an essential part of preparing students for success in their nursing careers. As we move into our next topic, let's talk about what's expected of you during your internship experience. First and foremost, punctuality is essential. You're expected to arrive on time for every scheduled shift. Being punctual shows professionalism and respect, not only for your preceptor, but for the patients and healthcare team relying on you. You must stay for the full duration of each shift. The only exception to this is on the last day of your preceptorship. If you have already met your required hours, you may leave early with preceptor approval. You'll also be required to take a 30-minute lunch break for any shift longer than 6 hours. This is a federal requirement and will be automatically deducted from your total hours. Managing your time wisely will help ensure you're rested and ready to give your best throughout your shift. Another key expectation is documentation. All paperwork must be uploaded into Blackboard the same day you complete your hours. This is not only important for tracking your progress, but also for communicating with the facility and remaining compliant with course requirements. Delayed uploads can lead to issues with your evaluations and may jeopardize your completion status, so please stay on top of this. As a student nurse, you'll be functioning within the scope of your education. That means you're responsible for your own actions. You are not working under your preceptor's license. This is a major step forward in your professional journey and a chance to begin thinking like a nurse. Professionalism also extends to your appearance and communication. You must wear your Bryant and Stratton scrubs and bring any appropriate tools you'll need to provide safe and effective patient care. Be respectful, proactive, and stay engaged. These expectations aren't just about checking boxes, they're about building the habits and mindset of a successful nurse. Keep them in mind, and you'll be well prepared for both this internship and your future career. Let's take a moment to review the administrative responsibilities that are required for your preceptorship experience. These documents are essential for tracking your progress and ensuring you meet the course and program requirements. There are 4 main documents you'll need to complete during your internship. 1. The Preceptor Agreement. 2. The Daily Clinical Evaluation. 3. The Midterm Evaluation. 4. The Final Evaluation. Each of these plays a unique role in your clinical development, and it's important that they are completed accurately and on time. In the next few slides, we'll walk through each of these documents, explain what's expected, and give you guidance on how and when to complete them. Understanding these expectations now will help you stay organized and avoid any last-minute surprises. Let's begin with the Preceptor Agreement. As we move into the requirements for your internship, let's start with one of the most important documents, the Preceptor Agreement. This agreement is more than just a formality. It must be fully completed with all 3 required signatures before you begin uploading any of your internship documentation. This step ensures that you, your preceptor, and the faculty are all on the same page and in full compliance with Board of Nursing regulations. The Preceptor Agreement must be completed on or before your first day of internship hours. Getting this done early helps set you up for success and ensures your clinical hours count toward your program requirements. You'll notice that one of the 3 required signatures must come from a Bryant and Stratton faculty member. This signature confirms that your preceptor has been reviewed and approved, meeting all compliance and Board of Nursing standards. Your preceptor will also be required to include their nursing license number, expiration date, and years of experience. This information is necessary to demonstrate to the Board of Nursing that our students are being precepted by qualified, competent professionals. If your preceptor doesn't know their license number, that's okay. This is public information and can easily be found using the Virginia Department of Health Professions License Lookup. A quick Google search for Virginia Nursing License Lookup will bring them to the correct site. So, make it a priority to complete the Preceptor Agreement correctly and on time. It's a key step in starting your internship on the right foot and moving forward with confidence. Next, we'll walk through the daily clinical evaluation and how to use it to effectively track both your hours and your progress toward course objectives. Each day you complete internship hours, you are required to fill out a daily clinical evaluation. This document serves 2 important purposes. It records your hours and evaluates your ability to meet that day's course objective. How many objectives you complete per day depends on your individual schedule. For example, if you're in a setting like home health and working shorter shifts, you may end up with more clinical days than there are course objectives. In that case, you will repeat objectives as needed. On the other hand, if you're working longer shifts and have fewer clinical days, you may need to complete more than 1 objective per day to ensure all objectives are addressed by the end of your internship. This flexibility is built in to support various clinical settings and student schedules. At the top of the form, you'll document the time you started and ended your shift, as well as the time you took your 30-minute lunch break. This ensures accurate tracking of hours and keeps you in compliance with clinical expectations. Below that, you'll find a self-evaluation scale where you will assess your performance in relation to the assigned course objective. Each course objective is clearly listed at the top of the evaluation box, followed by detailed criteria that describe what you're expected to do to meet that objective. You'll rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 4, and if you didn't have the opportunity to complete a specific task, you can mark it as such and use it as a point of discussion with your preceptor. Your preceptor will also evaluate you on the same objective, using the same scale. Take advantage of this feedback. This is your opportunity to grow and prepare for your role as a graduate nurse. This one-on-one feedback is one of the most valuable aspects of your internship. On the back of the form, you will complete a written reflection describing how you met the course objective through direct client care. You will also list all of the tasks you completed during your shift. This section must be detailed and robust. It should clearly show your development and clinical activity. Regardless of the unit you're placed on, you should be performing some type of patient assessment every day. This is a required part of your experience and a key indicator of clinical competence. At the bottom of the form, both you and your preceptor must sign to verify your hours and the accuracy of the feedback provided. Now, a very important note about corrections. If you make an error while completing your form, you must draw a single line through the mistake, Write the word error and initial and date it. If the error involves the time, preceptor feedback, or any preceptor completed section, your preceptor must be the one to notate the correction, and they must initial and date it as well. Let me repeat that. If there is an error related to time or preceptor feedback, your preceptor must be the one to note the correction and initial and date it. Your preceptor is signing off on these hours as accurate in the eyes of the Board of Nursing, and you cannot make changes without their awareness and documentation. These forms may be verified for accuracy with your preceptor, unit manager, or director, so they must be clean, correct, and complete. This document needs to be uploaded immediately after completing hours, on the same day, into Blackboard. This should be a clear scan only, and pictures will not be accepted. Up next, we'll discuss the midterm and final evaluations and how they support your growth and reflection during this experience. Let's now take a look at the midterm and final evaluation. This is a single, continuous document that will be completed in 2 parts over the course of your internship. When you have completed half of your required hours, you will complete the midterm evaluation with your preceptor. Once complete, you will upload that portion with signatures to Blackboard. Then, when you've completed all of your required hours, you will complete the final evaluation. At that time, you will upload the entire document, including the midterm section and all previously completed pages, into Blackboard. On the left-hand side of the form is the midterm evaluation. Just like with your daily evaluations, you will rate yourself using the 1 to 4 scale based on how well you're meeting the course objectives. You will also be asked to identify your strengths and areas for development. This is followed by a discussion with your preceptor to create a plan for improvement for the remainder of your internship. This portion of the form should be robust, thoughtful, and realistic. It's a meaningful opportunity to reflect and grow. Once the midterm evaluation is complete, you and your preceptor will both sign the form. There is also a required signature from Bryant and Stratton faculty. Let me emphasize this. Any document that requires a faculty signature must be brought to your next class session. I'll say that again. Any document requiring a faculty signature needs to be brought to your next class session so it can be reviewed and signed accordingly. When it's time to complete the final evaluation, you'll return to this same document, this time focusing on the right-hand side. Your job is to reflect back on your midterm evaluation, assess the progress you've made, and identify how you've grown over the course of your internship. This final section should show your development and readiness to transition from student to graduate nurse. Once completed and signed by both you and your preceptor, the entire evaluation form, including the midterm section, will be uploaded to Blackboard as part of your final internship documentation. Let's now talk about uploading your documents into Blackboard. When you log into Blackboard, you'll notice that each upload link is labeled by day, not by outcome. This means that you'll upload your documentation based on the day you completed your internship hours, regardless of which outcomes you worked on during that time. For example, let's say on day 1 of your internship, you focused on outcomes 2 and 5. You will complete a separate daily clinical evaluation for each outcome, but both will reflect the same date, shift times, and preceptor signature. Once those are completed, you will upload both evaluations under the day 1 link. It's important that the time in and time out match on both documents, since they were completed during the same shift. You may also notice that there are more upload links than you will actually use. For example, you might see 10 links labeled day 1 through day 10, even though you may only need 6 or 7 days to complete your hours. This is because some students are completing shorter shifts, such as 6 to 8 hours, and therefore need more clinical days than someone doing full 12-hour shifts. You will only use the number of links that match the number of days you are attending. Do not upload extra documents or attempt to spread your hours across more days than necessary. This system helps us track your documentation efficiently and ensures we stay organized and compliant with academic and clinical requirements. Before entering any internship facility or completing any hours, you must be listed on the Sign Up Genius. This step is essential to maintain compliance with Board of Nursing regulations, which require us to follow a specific faculty-to-student ratio for supervision, even during preceptorships. If you go to sign up and the date you want is already full, don't worry. That doesn't mean you can't complete hours on that day. Simply email the nursing internship coordinator, Mrs. Alicia Caldwell, and let her know the date you're requesting. She will work with the clinical team to ensure proper oversight and adjust the schedule as needed. Please note that you cannot remove your name from the sign-up Genius once it's been submitted. If you are unable to attend your scheduled shift, you are required to email both the nursing internship coordinator and the associate dean of nursing at the addresses provided on the screen. This communication helps us ensure student safety, clinical oversight, and compliance with regulatory standards. Always communicate promptly and professionally if your schedule changes. So, what happens next? You will receive your preceptor assignment directly from the nursing internship coordinator, Alicia Caldwell. This will include your preceptor's name, contact information, the facility and unit you're assigned to, and the shift you'll be following. Once you receive this information, it is your responsibility to make contact with your preceptor. Please be aware that this step can sometimes take time. Many nurses do not check their email daily, and we do not expect them to respond on their days off. Out of respect for their schedules, you should allow your preceptor at least 48 hours to respond before taking the next step. If you haven't heard back after that time, you may need to physically go to the facility to introduce yourself and begin the scheduling conversation. Once you're in touch, you and your preceptor will discuss your availability and compare schedules. Remember, you are expected to complete your internship hours on dates when your preceptor is already scheduled to work. You are not permitted to request specific shifts that do not align with their existing schedule, nor may you work with any other nurse besides your assigned preceptor. Please also keep in mind that while you may have requested weekend hours, this is not guaranteed. Not all facilities or preceptors are able to offer weekend shifts. Once you and your preceptor agree on your internship dates, you will enter those dates into the Sign-Up Genius. Only after your name appears on the Sign-Up Genius are you authorized to begin your internship and start earning hours. Being proactive, respectful, and timely with communication will make this process smoother and help set the tone for a successful experience. As we wrap up this orientation, let's take a moment to go over some important reminders to ensure your internship runs smoothly and remains in full compliance with course and Board of Nursing expectations. First, let's talk about your shifts. You must be on time for every scheduled shift and stay for the entire shift. The only time you may leave early is on your last day, once you've reached your required hours, 90 hours for ADN students and 45 hours for PN students. Next, you may only work with your assigned preceptor. Board of Nursing regulations do not allow your assigned nurse to delegate preceptorship responsibilities to someone else. If your preceptor is not present, you may not complete hours that day. Third, lunch breaks are mandatory. For any shift longer than 6 hours, you are required to take a 30-minute lunch break. This is a federal requirement and will be automatically deducted from your hours. Fourth, let's review how to handle errors in your documentation. If you make a mistake, draw a single line through the error, write the word error, then include the time, date, and your initials. If the error involves time on the unit, your preceptor must make the correction and initial and date it. Let me emphasize, you cannot make changes to time or feedback without your preceptor's knowledge and initials. Fifth, the Sign-Up Genius is required. You may not enter any facility to complete hours unless your name is on the Sign-Up Genius for that day. If you're unable to attend a scheduled shift, you must email both the nursing internship coordinator and the associate dean of nursing. Finally, let's talk about paperwork. Any paperwork that requires a faculty signature must be brought to your next class session. Additionally, all daily clinical evaluations must be uploaded into Blackboard on the same day your hours are completed. These reminders are essential to your success and to maintaining a smooth and compliant internship experience. Thank you for taking the time to review this orientation and prepare for your upcoming internship. This is an exciting step in your nursing journey, a chance to put your knowledge into practice, grow in confidence, and truly begin thinking and functioning like a nurse. Remember, this experience is what you make of it. Stay organized, communicate professionally, and lean into every opportunity to learn. Your preceptor, your faculty, and your classmates are all here to support you. If you have questions at any point along the way, don't hesitate to reach out. We want you to succeed, and we're here to help you every step of the way. We're proud of how far you've come, and we can't wait to see the nurse you're becoming. Let's make this a great final semester.